It's the Amoeba People. It's the Amoeba People. The Amoeba People. Greetings and welcome to Season 2 of the Amoeba People podcast, the show where science and music collide. My name is Ray Hedgepeth, the singer-guitarist of the infinitely nerdy science rock band, the Amoeba People. And first off, I just want to thank those of you who made our first season so incredible. Thank you for downloading it, for the feedback, for giving it a rating on Apple Podcasts, for spreading the word. Thanks to our friends here in the U.S., but also to our new friends around the world, places like Canada, Mexico, Brazil, Ireland, Great Britain. And by the way, we do apologize for the bad Scottish accents last season. We promised to butcher many other different accents this season. Australia, New Zealand, Germany, Austria, even Iceland. Thank you to those of you who have been downloading this. And there are many other countries that we promise to give a shout out to in subsequent episodes. So here we are, Season 2. So excited to share the Amoeba People audio cartoon with you. Yes, last season we shared our nonfiction side. We broke down our songs one track at a time, demonstrating how we compose and record our nerdy cosmic science rock. And then we brought in scientists to talk about the science behind the songs. And what a fun first season we had. And I just want to say a quick thank you to all the great guests that we had on last season. And now we show our fictional side with our scientific, musical, sci-fi, radio-style adventure, the Amoeba People audio cartoon, which tells the story of how we came from the planet Crouton to Earth to learn about the science of your planet. What a fun season this is going to be. Also, from time to time, we're going to be featuring some bonus content at the end of these episodes. As some of you might know, we have a radio show, the Amoeba People Radio Hour on KLBP here in Long Beach, California. And we're still interviewing scientists and artists and musicians, and we'll be sure to include some of those interviews as bonus content this season on the podcast so you won't miss out. Okay, before we play episode 1, I just want to let you guys know that you can visit our website, theamoebapeople.com, and you will find so much great stuff there, including a link to our Patreon if you want to support what we do, as well as our fantastic merch store. So many great t-shirts, all the artwork on those shirts done by our drummer, Mr. Dustin Jordan, including our brand new Amoeba People audio cartoon t-shirt to celebrate the launch of season 2 of our podcast. Can you tell we're excited? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, humans of all varieties, we now bring you episode 1 of the Amoeba People audio cartoon.
For decades, humans have transmitted radio wave signals deep into space. Little did they know advanced amoebic life forms on the planet Crouton received these transmissions with great wonder and curiosity. The Croutonian Council voted to send their musical ambassadors on an expedition to this distant world to investigate. These are the scientific and musical adventures of the Amoeba People.
Episode 1, A Mysterious Transmission.
27 light years from Earth, you'll find a unique star system known as Encelada. One of the stars in that system, Encelada Alpha, is orbited by a number of planets such as Arugula, Endive, Iceberg, Romaine, Radicchio, and a small porous planet known as Crouton, where our story begins. The dominant life form on this planet is the Croutonic amoeba, similar to the Earth amoeba, but much larger, about the size of a javelina, albeit a green blobby one, and vastly more intelligent, able to construct and utilize advanced technology, to communicate in complex linguistic patterns, and to understand the uselessness of an expression like, "it is what it is." A very important meeting is about to convene on the surface of Crouton. In a large, circular situation room, the Croutonian Council has been summoned uncharacteristically late in the evening, yet unaware that they are about to be briefed on a mysterious transmission from a distant planet. They wait impatiently for the Secretary General of the Croutonian Council to emerge from his chambers.
They're all here, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, please come to order. lot of moving parts at play.
Senator Merble-Gerbil, Mr. Clunk, sit down and come to order.
Apologies, Secretary. Sorry.
Now then, thank you all for convening so late this evening. I've summoned you all here on short notice because of an occurrence of the utmost urgency. An occurrence of interstellar significance. Earlier this evening, a mysterious transmission was detected. According to the behemoth immensely gargantuan energized array of receivers, also known as Big Ears, the signal comes from a distant world approximately 27 light-years away. As you will soon see, this transmission appears to be definitive evidence of alien activity in another star system.
You mean extra Enceladin life?
Precisely. Ladies and gentlemen, please! Now, here is what we received.
The lights dim, and a holographic projection appears in the center of the large, circular Situation Room. The council members are gobsmacked by a moving image of a human being from Earth. The Croutonians do not know to call it this, but anyone on Earth would immediately recognize the Earthling as a NASA engineer circa 1962, with short-clipped hair, tortoiseshell glasses, a short-sleeve button-down polyester shirt with a thin, dark tie, the shirt tucked into what appear to be highly uncomfortable polyester pants. In this moving image, the human seems to be talking into some sort of microphone.
I can't believe it!
Look at those pseudopods.
Never seen anything like it!
Great Caesar salad! Ladies and gentlemen, these peculiar circumstances are unlike any we have faced before. As the Croutonian Council, all of you duly chosen by our venerable Croutonian overlord in his wisdom, the time has come for you to decide our way forward in this historic moment. Yes, the chair recognizes General Gobsplotch.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. Obviously, we must mobilize the Croutonian Combined Forces immediately. These beings are clearly dangerous and a threat to our very existence. I'm not sure how this transmission could be taken as anything other than a blatant act of aggression against Crouton, and very likely the entire Encelada star system. I will begin preparations at once.
Yes, thank you, General.
Mr. Secretary, over here,
Yes,
please.
next the floor goes to Elder Witherspoon.
Thank you, General Gobsplotch, Mr. Secretary. Ladies and gentlemen, as we consider our path forward in these unusual and alarming circumstances, let's not overlook the wisdom we may receive from the very firmament from which this signal has come. Naturally, we must consider the astrological implications of this incident. For instance, let's look to the constellation of Protozoicles, the Hunter. Its current alignment with the planet Arugula indicates that exciting developments today may lead to new relationships tomorrow. Additionally, as some of you may be aware, Endive will soon be in retrograde, which could suggest any number of horoscopic platitudes, which I will gladly expound upon in great detail as time permits.
Thank you very much,
Okay,
Elder Witherspoon.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, please, Minister of Science, Dr. Beeple.
Thank you. Thank you all. I would suggest that in order to make an accurate, informed assessment of this situation, we need a great deal of additional information. What we need is to send a fact-finding team to the source of this transmission.
That's impossible! The transmission came from 27 light years away. We don't have the technology or the time to send a team that far away.
Well, General, our absurditudinal technology lab just happens to be concluding development of the solution to both of your concerns, the Croutonian hyperbole drive.
That doesn't really sound like something real.
The drive's hyperbolic oscillators enable us to manipulate the quantum octave of space-time, facilitating a preposterological narrative advancement quotient far beyond anything we've ever been able to do with conventional plot devices. Let me simplify it for you. The bottom line is, we can send a team 27 light years away to the source of this transmission in a matter of days.
Very well, seems as though it's time for a vote. All in favor of sending a fact-finding team to the source of the transmission? All opposed? No. The resolution has passed. Now, who will be sent as ambassadors on this journey? Yes, the chair recognizes Chef Canard from the Ministry of Victuals.
Merci. Oh, thank you, Monsieur Secretary General. I propose we send personnel from my bureau as culinary ambassadors. As everyone knows, the best way to learn about another civilization is through their cuisine.
Culinary ambassadors, okay. Let's see, raising its hand over there. The chair recognizes Minister Pantolius of the Ministry of Mimes. Minister, was there something you wanted to say?
Sir, he's a mime. They don't talk.
Okay, thank you, Mime Minister. Anyone else? Yes, Minister of Music.
Mr. Secretary, as we've learned from our communications with life forms on other planets and our own Encelada star system, music seems to be a binding force among life forms. I think there's a good chance the same is true for this mystery planet 27 light years away. I have a team in mind that would be perfect for this mission. A team with the ability to produce unparalleled science rock. A team accomplished in the Croutonian choreographic arts. A team currently playing a sold-out arena tour on Endive and Arugula.
The Amoeba People?
Yes. I propose we send the Amoeba People as musical ambassadors from the planet Crouton.
But the Amoeba People are a Croutonian treasure, the most beloved group in the history of Enceladan popular music.
I just picked up their latest album, Your Organelles and You. Really great stuff.
What about my tickets to their show next month?
What if something happens to the Amoeba People? How will these strange beings react to their amoebic appearance?
How will the Amoebs communicate with them?
Excuse me.
Yes, go ahead, people.
Excuse me, Mr. Secretary, but our engineers in the Absurditudinal Technology Lab have solutions to those problems as well. I will have the equipment sent over to the quartermaster's office immediately.
Very well, thank you, Dr. People. It appears that it is once again time for a vote. All in favor of sending the Amoeba People as musical ambassadors on a fact-finding mission to the alien planet. All opposed?
I think we should send the mimes.
The Croutonian Council has spoken.
Wait, why aren't we sending the mimes?
The Amoeba People, as musical ambassadors from the planet Crouton, shall depart at once on an expedition to this distant world. Dr. People, deliver the equipment and prepare the ship immediately.
1 week later, the Amoeba People are back on their home planet Crouton, having cancelled sold-out shows on both Endive and Arugula. Mr. Jordan, Mr. Mosley, and Mr. Hedgepeth find themselves in the Quartermaster's laboratory, waiting to be transmogrified from amoebas to humans, as the Quartermaster equips them with cutting-edge Croutonian technology.
So the gyroscopic Whisbo fusion translator implant goes in like so.
Now, watch it!
You know, Mr. Jordan, this will be over much sooner if you relax.
It's difficult to relax when you're probing me with those enormous forceps. Those things must be at least 15 crutilometers long.
Mr. Mosley, have my adjutants properly loaded all of the musical equipment?
Well, I've accounted for almost everything, but I can't seem to find the out-of-tune auto harps, the clackamas jack, the blast blocks, jaw harps, cap guns, slide whistle, or the double theremin.
Have you checked the upper cabinet next to the onboard lavatory?
No, not yet. Let me check. I think it's all here. Oh, hello, Mr. Hedgepeth.
Ah, Mr. Mosley, you appear to be covered in auxiliary musical equipment. Meebs, we will be departing Crouton in just a few minutes. Mr. Quartermaster, please commence with the transmogrification process so that we can rehearse our diplomatic dance ditty in these strange new forms.
Very well. If the three of you could please move to the Absurditudinal Technology Lab's transmogrification apparatus, model 601 Mark V.
That's easy for you to say.
3, 2, 1.
Mr. Jordan, you look different.
As do you, Mr. Mosley. Very different indeed.
I think performing in these new forms will take some getting used to.
Yes, I didn't expect my new form to be so corpulent.
Well, Meebs, the transmogrification process appears to have been successful. Q, are you sure these new forms will be convincing? I can't help but notice that we each look slightly different from one another.
Not to worry, Mr. Hedgepeth. Our transmogrification CPUs have deconstructed the alien images down to the most minute detail. The transmogrifier's algorithms contain randomization sequences which mimic the variations seen in the natural world, hence your slightly distinct appearances. Your new appearances will allow you to move freely among the alien life forms without any of them suspecting that you are in fact Croutonic Amoebas.
Very well. Let's run the diplomatic dance ditty. We're musical ambassadors from the planet Crouton.
Investigating Earth is how we get our groove on. We gather information, then we try to write a cool song.
Then we transmit it back
to the planet Crouton.
Amoebas from the planet Crouton. Amoebas from the planet Crouton. Amoebas from the planet Crouton. Star system Ensalada.
We come from the star system Ensalada. 27 light years from your casa.
Look on the star map, you'll see nada.
That's what happens when you try to find Ensalada.
Amoebas from the planet Crouton. Amoebas from the planet Crouton. Amoebas from the planet Crouton. Star system Ensalada.
Each of the planets all have names
that to us seem utterly and perfectly sane.
Arugula, Endive, Iceberg, Romaine, Radicchio, and Crouton, from whence we came.
Amoebas from the planet Crouton. Amoebas from the planet Crouton. Amoebas from the planet Crouton. Star system Ensalada.
The outermost planetoid in our solar system
is imitation Bacon bit, though some have dissed him. They say he's not a planet, and reasons they list them.
But IBB won't be held up by the system.
Amoebas from the planet Crouton. Amoebas from the planet Crouton. Star system Ensalada. Amoebas from the planet Crouton. Amoebas from the planet Crouton. Amoebas from the planet Crouton. Star system Ensalada.
Meebs, that was a marginally decent rendition of that tune. Mr. Jordan, excellent moves. Mr. Mosley, awkward. Awkward moves indeed, yet strangely fascinating. I think we're ready to meet these aliens 27 light years away. What do you say, gentlemen? Fire up that hyperbole drive.
Will the hyperbole drive work? Will the Meebs make it 27 light years to this mystery planet in an unknown system? Does an in-tune autoharp even exist? Find out next time on
the Amoeba People audio cartoon. Thank you so much for listening to the Amoeba People podcast and our first installment of the Amoeba People audio cartoon. The audio cartoon was written, produced, and edited by Mr. Ryan Mosley. Story by Ray Hedgepeth and Ryan Mosley. Voices by Dustin Jordan, Ryan Mosley, and Ray Hedgepeth. And all music on today's episode was written and performed by the Amoeba People. The audio cartoon is a production of M51 Records. If you like what you hear, please consider supporting us through Patreon or by purchasing some awesome t-shirts from our merch store at theamoebapeople.com. Until next time, everyone, onward!
The Amoeba People.